I've seen multiple people start business, every now and then, and they close it and they go to the other ones, right?
Yeah.
Like what? You do 40 businesses?
No. In a long way. I mean, I started when I was in my third year of college. I have had my learnings. In fact, I've gone into product dealership, failed miserably, and I got into service business.
So Mayflower doesn't have a problem retaining customers because we have a bond with them, right?
Correct.
Most people think Mayflower is theirs, and we go all the way.
So the 30 businesses or 40 businesses that you say is all coexisting. Ecoshield is a COVID-born company.
Do you know, a lot of people have access to our chefs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they tell, I want this. My mother is coming, can you make this?
Thank you, sir, for joining today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Being one of the freaky entrepreneurs I know and who has been very closely associated. Like we have been associated for a very long time. I guess 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Started off with one coffee conversation at an event. Then we picked up and a journey that we grew over like 4 restaurants in like 2 years already. I mean, you started off there, and then by then we had a journey. You were like you were around four to five restaurants.
Yeah, I think we started when we were running at 3 restaurants.
Correct. Yeah.
Right now we have 14 properties. Yeah, on franchisees and investors and all.
Okay. How did you do that, sir, first? I mean, see, I know I meet a lot of people who have their own journeys, different journeys altogether. But to me, growing a business or growing a company in a span of few years, or I've seen scales, I've seen different scales. But when it comes to a restaurant business, like I know there's, recently people say that, restaurants, especially restaurants, shut down in like first 3 years. 80% shut down in the first year. The second year, we have 90% shutdowns and everything. But consistently growing and adding up, crowns and adding up other brands or within the same group of Mayflower. How do you do that?
No, so first when I say, we've scaled up, we did. So I'm proud of it. The amount of effort it took was very, very difficult to even comprehend. How we got here, nobody knows. I think it's God and Guru in certain ways. So, sir, when people say restaurant fail, if you can't sustain 2 years, then you're done.
Correct.
It is so true. But it is standing tall and true even after 2 years.
Yeah.
Even every now and then, restaurants in Chennai, restaurants in a big city, has a existential crisis, and we'll have to cross it, sometimes with money, sometimes with a revamp, sometimes with a new menu, sometimes with an event. So I would say the single biggest lesson that I've learned running this business is perseverance, right? We have to perceive, we have to stand against, the odds that universe throws at your face.
Yeah.
Then it takes up, then, the odds are being washed with a nice face wash automatically. Siri, you tell me, you're talking about my business. You start a business morning and evening. I've seen multiple people start business, every now and then, and they close it and they go to the other ones, right?
Yeah.
But like what? You do 40 businesses?
No.
So I've discussed 12 or 13 business, and we work on 5 or 6 verticals continuously.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how is that possible, sir?
Sir, so my way of approach or my way of learnings, thanks to my previous work experiences and other experiences that I had or other entrepreneurial journeys that I had in a long way. I mean, I started when I was in my third year of college. I have had my learnings. In fact, I've gone into product dealership, failed miserably, and I got into service business. So when I came to the service business, and when we wanted to cater to B2B or restaurant business, I want to be a one-stop shop. So how you do that and how you develop is the game. So the 30 businesses or 40 businesses that you say is all coexisting. So when I come to Mayflower, or when Mayflower has an inquiry or a requirement, I have it in me. So for example, AC maintenance, we do deep cleaning and everything, right? So your question answers, that answers the question itself. So I want my company to be a one-stop shop.
Sure.
In a small way. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah. Speaking of which, you also started your first. You also had your first startup during college.
Yeah. So I started as a website development person, as a sales guy. I was always a salesperson, that connects both of us.
Yeah.
So I think we sell for good and not for what we want to sell. We sell for what people want to buy. So there was a big scope for website development at that point. There was not many people having websites, and it was a big thing. So I was trying to make it very affordable, reachable, and all that. So I just walk into a store, talk to the owner, tell them what website can do,
Correct.
and they get converted. And I had my professor do the website for me. I didn't know coding at all.
Most of us, being a CSE.
Coding became an allergic reaction for me after Fibonacci series entered my life. So it's like, and the dude who told me that, if you can't understand Fibonacci series, you can't do shit here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said, yeah, right. So we'll hire him. So all websites, he gets a good commission. We became best friends later on.
Nice.
My mentor. That gradually moved into digital marketing in my third year. And I saw the potential of what digital marketing can do with.
Now I know how we connected. Third year.
Yeah.
And math, especially math. When I took up CSE, right? And I was talking to my friends, and then they were like, I told them I hate math. And the first question one studios guy asked me was, then why are you here? Computer science, what does computer science has to do with math? Like, dude, math is CSE, CSE is math. Whatever it is. Right? So, so
correct only.
And starting off or being there, right? In fact, people don't know much. Many people wouldn't know. The first Mayflower restaurant that was in T Nagar. You were the chef, you were the captain, you were everything, you were the valet. Even now when when one customer came, you said, I'm the valet for you today. Right? So how do you, get into it? Or I guess that's the journey itself, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I was in a full-fledged corporate setup. I started as a single person. When I say single, when I say me, it's always Siri and me. So we've done everything together. So both of us take the liberty to say I, but it's actually us. So, we started as a one-person unit, right? For sales and outsourcing. Then we grew our business very well. When we went into social media and digital marketing, we did have a good set of clients. We had verticals managing, at Samrudh, right? So one for healthcare, one for hospitality, one for retail. So we had a program called Revenue, Efficiency, and Visibility. I was all hands-on. So, and then I became a CEO. Fortunately, actually, I learned a lot. Talking to those people of the clients and having work done at the office was my core job. But somewhere I lost touch because I wanted my hands to get dirty. I want to do more things. So when this company tanked for good, so partially absorbed, partially tanked. We'll come to that in a bit. Siri and I wanted to do something that was completely different from IT for a while and create a revenue stream that'll last for a lifetime, right? So we started a co-working space. At that co-working space, I didn't have anything to do at that point. I had 4 to 5 employees. I was sitting in the reception and working for a while. If I take a break, somebody else will come and sit. So it was my own office, my own IT office.
So the first venture was actually
Voco. 2 years before Mayflower. So that became a hit. So the amount of money that I couldn't make because the business was closed, I made it a 2,500 square feet office. I made a lot of money then. So my God, what is this business? We moved on to we wanted to expand. We were seeing for another place. That's a long story short. We found another space. In their co-working space didn't do well. And that is this old heritage building, the Mayflower building that we see everywhere. And we plugged in Mayflower only because we wanted to get our hands dirty. We thought about a different business model. I was a good cook. My grandmother taught me. So the idea behind it is I had so much energy in me that I didn't know where to, expend it. Where it may have went, right? Couple of bottles of beers and all that. So I wanted to put it in the right place.
Correct.
So for 6 months only, this was supposed to be a 6-month stint, and I wanted to get into SaaS because service business was dying down at that point.
Yeah.
Too much competition, and so and then it continued. It stuck with me.
Yeah.
We were the chefs and captains and housekeeping people for the first 2 to 3 years. Working about 18 hours a day, prepping and giving everything. But that's what we were meant to do here.
Correct.
And then it became a kind of a habit. It became a lifestyle. Now people ask me, do you take a break? I say, no, this is break for me.
Yeah.
Unless or until finance is involved. When finance is involved, when cutting checks are involved, that's where the stress is.
Yeah.
And I hope that will wither away thanks to our customers in some time.
Thanks for clients of this.
Yeah, clients. Yeah.
So that's the difference, right? My first question, where people shut down in like 1 year or so, because a cafe or a restaurant business needs an entrepreneur for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
You have to be there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Unless and until you're there, you wouldn't know the business.
Correct.
Few people who actually shut down are people who invest in the business, thinking that you can automate it.
Correct.
So that's when people say, right? It needs an entrepreneur. The first 3 years is a learning.
Yeah.
Any business for that matter. Even when I talk about my business, they're like, you're scaling now, but you have to be very careful now because you're still learning. The first 3 years of any business is learning, and then you scale. And when you scale, you can automate. That's a different story. But when it comes to a restaurant, right, you got to be there. And I guess the reason why Mayflower is growing, or touchwood, it is where it is because of what you did,
Correct, sir.
2018, 2019.
Correct.
And so that's when that was when COVID also hit, right?
Yeah.
On the other side, Ecoshield is a COVID-born company. And you sustained during COVID.
Yeah.
Sustaining today is a bigger and it's a bigger task also for many people, especially entrepreneurs. So, yeah.
The toughest time for us is during COVID, sir. Right?
Yeah.
So because we couldn't do anything. We were locked up in the house and, thanks to loans and, our landlords that we persisted.
Yeah.
So during COVID, we lost a building, right? Our
the
legacy building.
Mayflower to me is that building, sir.
Yeah. So we found a strategy. So that worked for us. We expanded out. So we had one building. Because we were taking loans and all that, we wanted to open a few more to manage the loans.
Thank you.
We wanted a few more to manage the loans.
Okay.
So that's when we opened up Palavakam, one in May Kitchen. Thanks to all these lovely people who trusted us and, gave us the property. And thanks to COVID, those properties didn't have demand.
Yeah.
So the rentals were lesser.
That's a jugaad way of doing this.
Yes. And the owners were God sent. They were like, I need you to succeed. Nijama, I've seen owners of all verticals, but, a lot of our owners are just saying, you succeed first. Of course, we'll have to pay rent on time. That's a different thing. But the catch is in the advance and, all that.
Yeah.
Right now, we have landlords who would invest in the place for us. Because we have a proof of concept, because we will be willing to sign a lease for 9 years.
Okay.
So we had an expand out vertical.
So you found a way to actually bring in people who can invest and also let out a space for them.
At that point, not invest, but take a beating in terms of their
advance.
Their costs. You tell me, how did you start in COVID, sir?
So that's a very funny story. So I had to meet my family friends who actually, manufacture natural disinfectants, sanitizers, and stuff like that. The reason, remember I told you in 2015, like during my college years, I failed miserably taking the dealership.
Yeah.
The same company. After 5 years, I met them for a coffee during COVID. Now we had to go to Pondy. I met them there, and then it was a different meeting. And then I asked, "What you guys do?" And they said, "We are into sanitation business. They're into disinfection, fumigation business." and that interested me. And I was with another software company, and I want to develop a software product. And being CEO, you can't build a software product when you're working in another company, right? So I was looking out for a business opportunity that can basically meet my financial demands and everything.
Yeah.
So all I needed was an X amount every month. So I was venturing out. I was thinking out very different nights and everything. Thinking all nights. During COVID, we had nothing to do except work, right? So I met them, and then I learned about the business. And while coming, we had a coffee stop. And I pitched to the coffee shop, and whatever the X amount that I wanted, I got out of that shop.
Yeah.
The first order. The next minute, I called my dad's auditor and was like, "We're opening a company. Do whatever you need. Let me know whatever you need, and then we'll open it." And then we made 10x or 20x of what I anticipated or I calculated in less than 1.5 months. And during COVID, we had a good business, and cases were actually falling out. And then I wanted to retain today retention is the biggest problem, right?
Yeah.
Getting the first client is not a problem. Retaining him through giving him other services is what the game is. So I got into other services. I was looking out for what are the requirements that any restaurant or any B2B center would need, and I jotted down and noted everything. And then I was like, okay, this is gonna be forever, whatever. Thanks to roaches, they have no end in the world, right? So yeah, we got into pest control first, and then we added AC maintenance, and now we do water management, and then staffing. We also do insurance and everything. All of this. So when you start a company, when you start a restaurant, whatever you need, we can supply.
Super. So this is your pest vertical, right, sir?
My my facility management.
Facility management.
Yeah.
Ecoshield is by far the best pest control that we've ever worked with.
Thank you.
Not because I love the person who runs it, but most times you have great service going on.
Thank you so much.
But you are into AI and VR, into
AI,
yeah.
Trying to build something in AI.
What is that?
AI being the new the term, or say the buzz that's happening around. And I was an account manager earlier in my days, and I had a problem. So when you have 100 accounts, 150 accounts of each existing customers, them churning, you'll know because of the product usage. How do you know whether they grow or not? That's the biggest problem, right? We'll have to go manually research, whatever, anything is for that matter. So I found a way to do crawling through AI and then structuring it and modeling it and stuff like that. And then I was thinking of it, and then I started pitching to people. And then, so that's how the idea was born. And then now we want to develop custom agents on requirement for any business and everything.
Do you know these are big things? Do you realize?
No, sir. Everyone does. Everyone has. Today with the level of disruption that AI has, there are multiple companies.
But customizing a software that can crawl your data and assimilate properly, and then taking insights and giving mapping, that needs
training. Training is what you need today. In terms of training the model, training the language. Training the model is what you basically need. So that's the whole. I find a problem. Exactly what you said. I have zero knowledge in coding, to be honest. But I have a problem. I had a problem that many people have today. Trying to solve that. That's it.
Super. How do you integrate your Ecoshield business with the other businesses that you do? Because AI is one. We've not spoken about your digital marketing vertical, which is doing fantastically well with a lot of clients. Giving commoners like some of us, 2,000 to 10,000 follower jumps and all that, making an influencer out of a common person.
So
do you have 80 hours a day?
I work, so to be very honest, I work only like 12 hours max. 12 hours. I have a principle, 12 hours max. But the
12 hours principle is not warranted, sir. 12 hours is high.
But 12 hours is stretched 24 hours. That's how it is. So answering your question, right? The first marketing that we did for Ecoshield, I mean, for my first business, gave me a very big turn in the business itself. We did 10x the next day itself. So I found that marketing and how to market, how do you market? And at one point in time, I understood that you're going to be the brand. Right? As you said, you like Ecoshield. Many of you like Ecoshield because of the relationship that you have with me.
Yep.
The moment I was talking to my friend that I'm going to go Ecoshield and then I'm going to exit at one point, the first question that he asked was, Ecoshield is is in a place where it is today is because of you being the brand, right?
Correct.
What if you exit? And then the people find it find a different problem. Being like, hey, you're not there, so we're going to exit, right? So that's one of the questions that people had. So personal branding is a thing now, you being the brand, and you got to build your brand being the face of the brand. How do you do that? Is by sharing experiences, and so we found a way like that. And we have different verticals in terms of marketing itself, in terms of print publications. That is a different story. But when you have a clientele, you can sell any business to them if you are very sure about the business. If you know very well about what you do.
What that business can do for the client.
Yeah. Understanding the problem, solving it, and selling it. That's all. Today, selling the solution is a more game, a better game than selling the product.
Correct.
Yeah. And
how do you retain those customers, sir?
Relationships matter, sir. To me, network and business relationship is key. In fact, I call you almost 2 days in a week. So, when it comes to retention, you know better than me. I guess 50-60% of the customers are repeat customers for Mayflower, including me. I celebrate most of the biggest, big days or important days at Mayflower for that matter. My birthday, my mom's birthday recently. And we choose different locations to make sure that we have a good memory out of each and every restaurant. And I guess that's the thing, right?
Yeah. Mayflower has a unique problem right now, sir. Business runs on only retaining customers. Business runs on existing customers.
Exactly.
Because of the kind of new places that comes into the city with the different sorts of concept is mind-blowing. And we able to sustain itself attributes only to the customers who love us, adore us, and come to us often. So Mayflower doesn't have a problem retaining customers because we have a bond with them, right?
Correct.
Most people think Mayflower is theirs. And we go all the way. If you have a party at home, we cater to you.
Yeah.
We close a restaurant for just 20 people if they want. Right now we have children's play area. We hear people.
Correct.
We make any custom dishes that anybody wants on pre-order. You tell our chefs, they have access to our chefs, sir. Do you know, a lot of people have access to our chefs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they tell, I want this. My mother is coming, can you make this? So we go all the way. We have them, think and know that this is their place, right? So whatever privilege I and you have, all of us have. So
especially, it's very difficult in a restaurant business. As you said, when you have 10 different restaurants or cafes opening every week today in Chennai, restaurant business is booming like crazy. Retaining those is a big, I guess it's bigger to talk about, especially in the restaurant business. Your strategy is all about networking. And I've seen you walk to each and every table. I've seen your managers walk to each and every table. I know how a little of how you retain that 1 hour I spend, an hour I dine in. But what's your strategy in terms of acquiring or even retaining customers, sir?
So I think the business runs on customer retainership, and it's built into our DNA, sir. The person who was walking here, right, Mr. Madhu, has been with me for 7 years. He's been since the inception, right? And we have our GMs and finance heads starting, at a very low position, and we all grew together.
Correct.
So at our core is customer retention. At our core, the guest is a guest. So we don't have a strategy per se. It's just good service. And there's also one more thing. Our food is, presh. We don't have any artificial flavors. We don't do,
That's
preservatives.
USP, actually,
So that clubbed, with people owning up to our place gives us privilege to fail a lot of times.
Correct.
So
Yeah. I mean,
we fail more than a traditional restaurant can do because we have to make it fresh. It takes time to get. Right now, we've set some process. We have a central kitchen. We are using lots of methods without preservatives, to get food to the table. We have free kitchen tours. Do you know that customers can go
really?
and see the kitchen?
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been doing this since inception. So, earlier when I used to be in kitchen, it was very irritating. So when I came out, I will go.
That's when you
wait.
I mean, on the other hand, right, being a vendor, I'm still scared of Mr. Madhu. Right?
Yeah.
It's a different story when it comes to the other side of
Being Mr. Madhu's boss, I'm shit scared of him.
I remember the introduction that you gave him. He's very strict. Please handle him with care.
Yeah.
That's what you said the first time we met. Right? So,
So acquisition is a different problem right now, sir. Acquisition is a problem because acquisition now belongs to the people who have who the ability to invest money. Fancier places, fancier marketing campaigns. So fishing in that pond is becoming slightly difficult. But thankfully, we're somehow swimming in the...
I guess you're doing good, sir. I mean, in terms of your pizza, make your own pizza.
Yes.
That you're doing.
Yeah.
And your high tea campaign with Poise. And now with Velachery, for that matter, being very close to the IT corridor. I guess there are not many restaurants here who actually do that. And, I mean, priced properly. Positioned properly, for that matter. In fact, I have conversations with my friends my partner saying, they're priced properly for the food they serve.
Good to know.
So today, price is one important factor for any person who goes out and dine. Goes out for dining, right? Getting good food for the price that you pay and walk out and when you get back home, you have a satisfaction in not in terms of your appetite, but also your pocket. is one thing, right? So you're priced properly. The campaigns that you do are really, really great, right? And
my first mentor in hospitality industry was Mr. Vipin Sachdev. He ran Toscana, Burgundies and all that. He's a legend. He was my client at Samruth. So after Samruth, when I started Mayflower, I called him. He was selling a Subway. So I pitched to buy because it was his and I was fascinated about it at that point. So he came to T Nagar. I said, how do I do this? I don't understand at all because, one day the paint is okay, next day paint is coming.
One day there's water, next day...
I was about to say that, suddenly there's no water. Suddenly, a fire is coming out of the kitchen, because of the oil and all that used.
The person who has to wipe is not there.
Yeah. Quirky problems. So he said, Kaizen your way out. So that stuck with me like it's nobody's business. I still remember I was in the booth room of, the Mayflower, the first Mayflower. He said, Kaizen your way out. All this will come. You may have to shut your restaurant for the evening, but tomorrow open with a bang. Just do whatever you do the best and see yourself improve. If you have something to improve, first see that improving and do it very slowly. What's the hurry? Don't think you have to be at your best. You're not selling a car. You're selling you're selling your restaurant to customers for an experience.
Correct.
So perfect the experience. So I think we are kaizening our marketing. We failed so many times, miserably bad, but we won 2 times. That put us in the map.
Absolutely.
We redeveloped the menu once in 4 months. Nobody knows about it. Right, so last time we put in 6 months of effort and we are starting again. So I think that's the best help anybody can do to us. Whatever that man told.
Having the right mentor at the right time is one great, one blessing, to be honest, right? I've learned a lot of things from you in terms of
likewise, sir.
In managing a lot of services, a lot of especially manpower. Right?
So how do you manage that? How do you manage your manpower? How do you manage them as overseeing whether they're doing a good job? Because it is important, right? I don't see a manager following up and checking if they're doing well, but they still continue to finish their job and go.
So thanks to tech, in a way, in a small way. Right? I mean, when you enable tech in any business for that matter, because I'm in an unorganized sector.
Yes.
My entire business flow is in unorganized sector. Because we're in a service industry, that can never be, calculated or measured for that matter. And when it comes to manpower, right, I had a very big problem in my previous journey, because I hired them full time, and I couldn't get 70%, even 70% of their capacity. And that is a huge problem when it comes to a service business. And I found why Indians are called jugads, right? I found a way in getting the 100% or even 110% of their output. So I found people who can do part-time in the night, because my prime time of business is night. And it's going to be max of 3 hours. So I found people who actually work during the day and looking out for part-time jobs outside. And I found them and I trained them. And in terms of handling clients, we learned our way. So as you said, the first few days was very difficult, right? I used to get calls around 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night saying people are not there, people are not helping. And this is one thing that I tell them. Me going and visiting any restaurant is the very first few days, or the first meeting that I have with the manager or the owner, like himself. After that, it is you who's representing Ecoshield every week. So the first thing that they do is enter with a smile, and they ask people here if they need help in moving chairs or setting up things. Then what happens is it lightens the mood of the person who's helping as well. So when they coexist with each other and help each other, it makes the work easier. And thanks to most of the restaurants that we deal with, right, sir, they actually offer food when my guys go for dinner. They have dinner with them, and then they have a chit chat, and that's how the entire brand is growing also. And knowing what you do, why you do, is the most important thing. It is not just spraying, or it's not just killing roaches. It's about preventing the space, protecting the space. So why you do that is because they are an industry which actually serves people, and it's a people industry, and it's a very important thing when it comes to a restaurant. So that's how we built whatever it is right now.
I'll ask you 2 questions, sir.
Okay.
One is, imagine now you're 55 years old. Okay. How do you see yourself? Unfiltered. Just close your eyes and tell me.
To be honest, நான் 55 years old உயிரோட இருப்பானே எனக்கு தெரியாது.
நல்லா இருப்பீங்க. நல்ல இப்படியே தான் இருப்பீங்க.
The amount of stress that we handle these days.
But I mean, I think I can see yourself taking way more stress because you're growing. But that's going to be in phases, right? It's going to phase out. But you tell me, right now, what do you think your 55-year-old... Okay, let's split it 2 ways. How do you ideally wish your 55-year-old to be? And how do you think, right now, if you are, how a 55-year-old will be?
To be very honest, I manifest things, sir.
Correct.
And it has worked. Touch wood, it has worked all my life. Right? So, when I'm 55, I think I would be retired. I want to retire by 50, max of 48, 49. 48, 49.
Retire where?
Retire in everything. I mean, I want to exit, or I want to basically make it big and then do...
How much money will you want to have?
Money is not a question, sir, for me. Money I want to keep making. That is the second part.
Okay.
I can never...
So you'll make your business passive. Okay. At 55.
Exactly.
Okay.
Business is very passive for that matter. I want to handle very less stress first. Second, I don't see myself in the city. I want to be away from the city. I'm already away from the city now, but I want to be away. Have a very chill life.
If you're farther away from the city right now, you'll move into another city.
I'm already in another city only. So I see there, and to me, cars are something that I feel that I've arrived. And I've always calculated or manifested my, or marked my goals according to the cars that I want to drive, and I've gotten there, right? So I see myself. I want to get into real estate at one point in time. I want to do commercial real estate in not less than 5 years, for that matter. I mean, I'm slowly starting, but then I want to do that. That is my next move, because now I'm in a service business. I want to be, you said you have landlords who actually co-invest, or they have the investment in terms of, say, the advance cut downs, right? I want to be that to restaurants, because restaurants were my saviors. I want to be that at one point in time, and I want to work with restaurants. I don't want to stop working with restaurateurs for that matter. So yeah, so I'll turn the table now, sir. Where do you see yourself in 55?
Oh my God, I was not prepared for this. I feel like I'm already 55, sir.
Not at all, sir. So yeah.
But jokes apart, I think what's very close to my heart is a lot of people, a lot of travel, a lot of family time. So when I'm 55, I think Ishi would be, oh my God, 25?
Ishi, your daughter.
Ishi, my daughter, yeah. Would be, I think, 25. Am I right or wrong? Yeah, 25.
26, yeah.
So she should be settling somewhere. I'll be with her.
Nice.
Yeah. Business-wise, I think, like you rightly said, I'm on the opposite side of yours. I never want to retire.
Oh.
So I see myself, happily working in my office, when I'm 70, 75. But I would like to be as global as possible. So in contrast to you, to me, I want to be hands-on, sir. My style of entrepreneurship in somewhat, but I don't want to do many things. I don't want to have stress at all. As of now, I'm eliminating stress in my life. And I can see it, 2 years back and now, there is a lot of stress in one vertical. But in another vertical, there's way lesser. Because, when we consciously put effort into something, it comes down, positively, with the right attitude. So when I'm 55, I'd like to be a global citizen. Mm-hmm. So traveling the world for work per se, work and personal life doesn't matter to me. It's all the same. Being with Ishi, somewhere down the line, if God permits, Guru willing, I can start a venture capitalist firm with small money of ours and then make it a fund. Choose entrepreneurs, invest in myself as well, learn a few languages. So all in all, I think I'm going to have fun when I'm 55, doing.
I guess you have a long way to. You'll have I guess you'll have a different level of stress because you have to learn a lot of languages. That's fine. Yeah.
Number one matter is no stress, sir. But meditation is helpful. I'm meditating right now. I'm following some meditation techniques by my guru. It is helping. I do it morning and evening. The amount of stress that I used to have for the same workload is way lesser. So we are in touch with ourselves. We feel grounded. When there is stress, we just understand that we are here and not anywhere else. So like we are acquiring a business in UK. So this meditation really helps us. I'm proof for that, sir. Habits can be, easily untangled. Thoughts can be untangled. So meditation helps. I think I'm going to go deeper in this and be slightly more calmer, as a tool. So for example, right now, earlier, எனக்கு போயஸ் கார்டன் பாலவாக்கம் இருக்கும்போதே ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் ஆயிடும். பாலவாக்கத்தில் என்ன நடக்குது பட. But right now we are acquiring a business in UK. Okay, manpower, compliance, everything is happening there. I'm like, it's okay, no problem. It'll all unfold. I'll do what I need to do.
Speaking of which, you're getting into DXP. I mean UAE also.
UAE, yeah. If my friend willing.
Fortunately, fortunately, hoping for the.
Yeah, it'll happen. Yeah. So my thing is, there's no hurry for anything. Right now, my hurry always should be in perfecting the brand Mayflower, managing the highs and lows, balancing it out. Like last year was a steep growth. அதனால நல்ல பிரச்சனை எனக்கு. I made a blunder. I should not have done it.
Three outlets? No, sorry, four outlets.
4 or 5. Five, yeah. அதாவது எனக்கு என்ன நடக்குதுன்னே தெரியல. So, after that only I became like a saint. என்ன வேணாலும் ஆகட்டும் அப்படின்னு. So, I was an entrepreneur, small time entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Right now I'm facing some legal battles, with respect to, property. I'm buying out a restaurant. I'm taking over a company. Suddenly everything comes at once. So
at peace.
no,
Lesser stress.
now I've decided, Teju, this is not working for you, right? What happens is you're uprooting, your foundation when you go fast.
Correct. Yeah.
I've seen it, sir, with my own eyes. So the core foundation, what I lay for 4 years, was only helping me stay right now.
Absolutely.
Even if it was 1 year less, I would be shaking. But I'm uprooting the foundation. So I've decided to go very slow. Very slow, as in what I'm saying is, in a very calculated way, taking way little lesser risks than what I used to. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. And hopefully with this trajectory in the next year is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And at 55, my dream life of being a global citizen and winning people and working closely with lots of entrepreneurs would come true.
Absolutely. So, as you said, right, it is okay to pause at one point.
Yes.
When you grow rapidly or steadily, whatever it is okay to stop at one point and look at things, look back, and then again restart.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in a point where you're growing as well, right? So that is the most important learning that you had. And thanks for sharing for that matter, because the same problem is what I'm having, because I'm expanding to other cities, other states for that matter, and I'm having different problems with different states.
Yeah.
So, I understand.
Sir, the single most, takeaways from my life, would be is if people had told me that it's okay to fail, it's okay to take a step back, it is okay to, go down on your lifestyle for some time to make it big, to your face, with love, we'd be in a much better state. I think you and me, and people like us should tell our colleagues and each other, it's okay, you're failing, it's okay, success and failure is part of the same thing, and either ways, what matters is how much we move, not now but 3 years later, right? So it's like this inconsequential near present, right?
You were telling about it yesterday. When we are speaking, so it's all about
but highly consequential, our ability to move mountains, the future, and we don't do any effort there. Focusing right now. What's the problem? Right now, anyways, it's going to untangle or tangle or do shit. We have very little control. But what we have control is what we're going to deal 3 or 5 years later.
Exactly.
So if we put our 70% of our mind on what we should do and what we should get as solution and problem 3 years or 5 years later, and right now just simply deal with what comes to your face.
Exactly.
We'd be in a much better state.
I guess people have to understand that if there's any problem, that problem will anyway be solved.
Yes, solved or be a problem, and if it is a
never-ending problem, or it's going to be a problem. Problem is a problem.
Yes. One more thing is, all this in the last 2 years, we put in so much effort to make a problem go away, fully knowing the problem is going to stay. Sometimes we may, I went through it, sir. Thinking about it right now, it is way easier to get out of that problem, during the initial stages, during the middle stages, at least during the final stages.
When it's holding your neck.
But sometimes we hold to this positivity, which is carrying entrepreneurs. Blow up that problem out of proportion and then come out of it and say, we may have lost a lot of money at the end.
Correct.
We would have had a chance to lose way lesser money. So you would understand. I don't want to talk in detail about those problems. So I think we should normalize that as well.
Yeah, totally. It's okay to fail. It's okay to be.
Absolutely okay.
To,
and it's just going to happen whether we like it or not.
Correct.
And how quickly you get out of your failure, speeds your success.
Correct.
So a few questions, sir. Chuma rapid fire that our team gave us. Few though.
Okay. Sure.
If you had to pitch Ecoshield to aliens, what would your elevator pitch be?
Okay. Goes the tagline, sir. Armor from nature.
Oh my God.
So they have zero knowledge on nature any which way. They have their own nature. Like armor from nature. That's all.
Okay.
What will be your pitch, sir?
To aliens, comfort food around the globe only. It fits so well. One stop shot to explore food cultures around the globe.
Same.
What is the strangest product idea that came across your table but you never made it out?
Strangest product request. Okay, so we were actually, we are actually selling natural disinfectants, right? Disinfectant itself is a cleaning solution. One customer asked, "Okay, you have disinfectants. Do you have a cleaning product?" And I couldn't defend myself at one point. I couldn't pitch it to him, saying, "Okay, no, you can use this."
Okay.
And then he was like, "Do you have floor cleaners?" I was like, then I had to change the label and a lot of things on that side.
Strangest product
it's becoming like coffee with Karan, but coffee among ourselves. But yeah, okay.
Yeah. My strangest product idea. I'm an introvert, sir, so I don't meet a lot of people. But I can tell you one.
I can defend. I can offend also. Saying, I've seen you walking to each and every table, making conversations.
But that's my ikigai. Introvert stands with myself. Ikigai stands with the business. Yeah. So my strangest product idea is, I wanted to start Hugh Pitnone, that's Find Handyman. Find Handyman, it's like Urban Clap. And about 2 months later, it started. I don't know what to say, but that is a costly miss for me. But I think, thank goodness I didn't do, because I was very, I was amateur at that point. Okay, this is very, important to me and to you. What do you think is more dangerous, microplastics or misinformation?
Misinformation.
Microplastics?
Lesser problem. Misinformation. Okay. Yeah.
Microplastics, sir. That touches the health. Yeah.
I guess
தலைவர் சொல்ற மாதிரி health gone, everything gone. இந்த மாதிரி
கண்ணா ஒழுங்கா சாப்பிடுங்க.
Mayflower வாங்க, fresh food, fresh flavor, antibiotic free meat.
சார் வெளியே போய் கத்தலாம்.
அதுக்கு பதிலா தான் உங்களோட கேமராவை பார்க்காம பேசுறேன்.
I guess செட்டப்பை தூக்கிட்டு போய் வெளியே வச்சேன்.
Is there a habit you tried to become more eco-friendly but failed miserably at with respect to business?
So,
I can say for you.
சொல்லுங்க.
Once do you remember, after COVID sometime, the pests were not going at all. We did many times. We use only organic pest control for Mayflower at least, and you only suggested, right? Then you said, sir, நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றது ஆர்கானிக் இவ்வளவுதான் ஆகும்னு. அடச்சே, அப்ப வேற தான் பண்ணுங்க சார் நீங்க. அப்படி சொல்லி பவர்ஃபுல்லா வந்து அடிங்க சொன்னோமே. That's going away from eco-friendly.
Exactly. The shift itself is because most of the people ask me.
But one second, by the way, we are right now all organic. That phase is gone after COVID.
Our tagline itself is armor from nature. And we only work with eco-friendly products. And that's there.
Okay.
இன்னொரு கொஸ்டின், ஒரு அனிமல் வச்சிருந்தீங்க,
அது கேட்கலாமா சார்?
கேளுங்க.
Okay. If Ecoshield were an animal, what would it be and why?
Jaguar.
No, animal, not your car.
Sir, the answer is a different question. Because Jaguar makes calculative moves and it's very cautious of taking each and every move. Not the car. But it's today business is not about making the profit with the customer. It's all about cutting down where you can cut down. Be your expenses, be your materials and whatever, right? So, being eco-friendly, being
being in the hospitality.
What would you categorize as, or call yourself?
So my entrepreneurship, I'd like to be a cheetah, sir. But I want my brand to be an elephant, loved by everybody. Eats healthy, wishes everybody well. But, during the tough times makes everybody go mad. That's to competitors. Wish only, no. Let wish come true later. But as an entrepreneur, my entrepreneurial journey needs to be cheetah, which doesn't slow down.
சார் நீங்க தான் வந்து பாட்காஸ்ட்க்கு ரெடி இல்லை, எனக்கு இன்னும் பேச தெரியாதுன்னு சொன்னீங்க.
நீங்கன்றதுனால பேசுறேன் சார். It's like a mirror, no? You make me comfortable, he makes me comfortable.
Thanks sir.
What do people not still get about you and your business?
When you start
Focus
when you're into many things, people think that you're into different
Yes.
and then have misalignment in everything.
Yeah.
But the focus is to actually be coexisting with each and every firm or decision that I make, or
Yeah.
say any venture that I get into. I know. நான் அதுக்கு உங்களோட கொஸ்டின் நானே ஆன்சர் பண்ணுறது. Same if I turn to can be you're an introvert, but actually you're not. When it comes to people that or people who know you very closely.
Yeah.
So exactly when we met the other day and you were telling you were an introvert, no one even accepted it.
Sir. Yeah.
That's the thing. Sir, you asked me so many questions, right? I'll just...
You asked me those questions as well.
So your Causeway, right? Let's relate Causeway as a dish to restaurant, and you have different ingredients to it. What would be your signature ingredient in that, or what would you think as the most important ingredient in that?
Okay, so Causeway is a very famous dish of ours, sir.
Yeah.
It's made out of coconut milk, soft noodles, fried noodles. That's the dish. It comes with 9 condiments. Each condiment adds flavor to the dish. Fried onions, adds the most flavor, right? Nobody knows about it. Caramelized onion, right? So that's the menu. For a restaurant, menu engineering is the most important. And there is fried garlic. What does fried garlic do? It builds the aroma around it, mingling with the fried onion. That's manpower. So the menu that needs to be backed up by, key core service people and the chefs that can make the menu. So then management, tying up the manpower menu to an SOP that can impact our audience in the best possible way.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And to all of that, to top with is peanuts, which is materials. Everybody loves peanuts.
Absolutely.
Peanuts goes in materials. We need the right quality ingredients, right? So I would say to not confuse our audience and you with analogy of Causeway. Causeway's condiments to this. Yeah. Menu, manpower, machinery, material, management, and money are the 6 most effective pillars to run the place. And each pillar needs to work in tandem with each other and also independently. So as a restaurateur's job would be to make sure that all these 6 works parallelly well, sir.
And independently also.
Independently, yeah. Fusing where required and working independently.
So Causeway has 9 ingredients or something?
Yeah. Yes.
So your 9 years of experience, 9 ingredients. So yeah, I mean that's the
9th year கடைசில கொத்தமல்லி மாதிரி எழுதி போல இருக்கு சார். Coriander is one ingredient.
We'll add 10th one, sir.
ஆமா. Yeah.
Has to be there, right? Yeah. So I know your biggest move or the next move, not the biggest move. You're gonna have big moves ahead. But your next move in the very future is you're getting into UK. I mean, you're opening up.
God willing.
Next month you'll be opening, I know. Yeah, next month you'll be opening, right? But your next plan, as per my wish or my suggestion, is UAE. Big market, different market. I mean, I know Mayflower conceptualizes in serving, the comfort food and everything. And you have different cuisines when you go to different places. In fact, you have a plan for Cochin, you have a plan for Goa, you have a plan for wherever you open.
Yes, sir.
You have a different plan taking different food there.
Yeah.
So what's your plan for UAE? Not in terms of menu, but in terms of the franchisee or in terms of growing it, taking it. How are you
UAE,
yeah, UAE.
So our franchisee mantra, we have different models, sir, right? Franchisee investor, franchisee operated, company operated. So franchisee investor, we need good people who will trust us. So that's easy.
Yeah.
The franchisee operated and company operated models, we need good entrepreneurs, who shares the same passion to customer service.
As I said, the first 3 years.
Yes.
When you start up,
Yeah. So who shares the same, who shares the same intensity towards customer service, who shares the same passion towards building a brand, owning a business. After all, it's a 25-year-old relationship. Because a restaurant should last at least a minimum of 25 years and then possibly move on to another location and last for longer. It should cross our lifetime, right? So at Dubai, at London, we need partners who has the same passion of us, who shares the same vision of us, and who adores both of us. So once we get it, that's it. Time to roll out Mayflowers everywhere. What is your vision to go global, sir?
My next plan is also Dubai, sir. Because
அப்ப கை கொடுங்க சார்.
நம்ம
சேர்ந்து ஃப்ளைட்ல போயிடலாம்.
ஒரே ஃப்ளைட்.
டேய் பருத்தி முட்டை ஏத்துறா.
My plan is to go. Most of the people who are there in the business wouldn't think. In this business especially, but especially when F&B is growing in Dubai like crazy, or UAE for that matter, crazily. Many Indians have opened. Many people from India have gone there and opened, and they're scaling big time. And being food standards an important thing there, I want to be there in the business, trying to expand it, trying to be there. That's my
very exciting for us.
So either I follow you or you follow me, we'll be there.
Anda sende polan.
First நீங்க போங்க, போயிட்டு பின்னாடி
ஒரே கம்பெனி கூட ஆரம்பிச்சு
Mayflower Ecoshield எப்படி Mayshield ன்னு போடலாம்.
அவ்வளவுதான். Mayu Shield.
So that's my next move, sir. Your next move is going to be UK. Your next move is UK for that matter. Or when you say global expansion, when you see, you also said a restaurant has to be there for minimum 25 years. You're already there for 15 years already, right?
Restaurant is there for 8 years. Yes, sir.
The business, your journey for that matter.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the evolved Tejasvi thinks about achieving the goal or achieving what you want to do in your goal or in life?
So the next stop in we're talking, we'll leave it to the universe to decide. The current stop, we're doing a Mayflower makeover, making sure Mayflower, is at top of its game, right?
Nice.
Being in the most international level as possible. We're getting there. I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about the progress. So to me, when you ask me what is it that I am doing that can take me where I want to do, earlier it used to be consistency. With the wisdom that you all imparted in me.
Correct.
Keeping an eye over the goal, consistently working towards what your goal wants will get you to where we have to be அப்படின்றது என்னோட thought. So it's like consistency with constant awareness of our goal, should get us all somewhere, is what my thought is. And God willing, I've been working on this UK project for 2 years.
Okay.
Ama sir. So masala dabbas can open. Masala dabbas by the Mayflower as a masala dabbas by the Mayflower. And God willing, the Mayflower comes in Covent Garden or Shoreditch. Nice. That'll be my short-term goal realized. It'll be the company's plan milestone. Let's hope. What's yours now? So when do you think your AI product is launching?
We're there. We're getting there. As I said, the level of disruption, level of ideation, when it comes to disruption, happens every alternate day. Thanks to many entrepreneurs, many founders who are founding products, who are founding solutions to each and every problem today. We're evolving. We're getting there. I guess I've been telling this for the past 3 months. My co-founders be like, when are you going to release? So
3 monthsல ஒரு டைமா சார்? என்ன சார் விளையாடுறீங்க நீங்க? ஒரு ஸ்பீடுக்கு ஒரு அர்த்தம் வேண்டாம்
சார். ப்ராப்ளம் என்னன்னா, the problem is the problem itself. Understanding the problem and getting there, arriving at a solution. நாளைக்கு இன்னொரு கம்பெனி அந்த சொல்யூஷனை சால்வ் பண்ணிட்டு போயிட்டே இருக்கான் using AI.
But knowing your product, I think you're in the right place. You're giving tools to managers and management to handle stuff better. So I wish you the very, 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 very best.
Thank you so much.
Just kill it. Don't make this 40 50. Make this 40 business vertical 500. But today I understood what you're doing, sir. You're a mini Just Dial. You have all services, under your portfolio. But the best part is he has us all synced up. Same customer pool.
Exactly.
Who can use Gautham sir's other services.
I believe 2 days back we spoke about a product that we're going to sell.
Yes.
Mayflower itself, the meat wash.
Yeah, meat wash. He spoke to me about 3 things. Meat wash, water bottles, and third one is it seems bought out a printing press. Bought out or, put in a printing press.
Yeah. Put up
Offset machine.
In a small way.
Yeah.
Getting into the printing business. So has to be there under our media house.
Let's not underestimate Mr. Gautham. I think he's going to be amazing. He's going to be a rock star.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time, firstly.
Thank you, sir.
And spending 2 hours out of your busy schedule, you shuffling from Ananagar, Egmore, Palavakam, then Velachery, again Egmore, Palavakam, Velachery.
அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. I was in my office. From my home, I went to office and I came here because you pushed me here. We were supposed to do it in office only. You arm twisted me. Let us put it in record.
My co-founder had a problem.
Why I'm saying this is, I was supposed to meet my architect there. He had to travel here for us.
That was not my intention. It's my co-founder's intention.
We'll finish. அதுக்காக சொல்றேன். அவர் அங்க இருக்காருன்றதுனால I have to say this.
அதனால அவர்கிட்ட சாரி கேட்கிறேன்.
Thank you. Would you want to meet the director of the show who are pestering us to speak the right words, which we refuse to do? வாங்க சார், ஒரு நிமிஷம் வாங்க சார். He is the director who stopped us 1,000,000 times,
especially when we were getting there. And so the problem with with the entire podcast is getting into the topic that we want to get into. And when we were getting there, he was like, stop. Once.
No explanation, sir. You have அதாவது ஸ்பெஷல் கிளாஸ் கொடுக்க வேண்டிய இடத்துல ஸ்பெஷல் கிளாஸ் இருக்கத்தானே இருக்கணும். ஆமா. Always a 4 to 5 in school. That special class. உங்களுக்கு thank you sir.
உங்களுக்கு டைரக்டர் ப்ராப்ளம் சார், எனக்கு GM ப்ராப்ளம் சார். அங்க இருந்து 8-10 இருக்கிற என்ன பேசுறாங்க இவங்க, எதுக்காக இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. சுபம்.
Thank you.
சுபம்.
சுபம்.